Hi, this is Karen Uminski, and this is my final project for Dr. Payne's COVID-19 Crisis Communication class. My project is called MaskStyle.com with the goal of normalizing the wearing of face masks on college and high school campuses. So let me get to the website. And as you can see, the website is MaskStyle.com, where fashion meets safety. So it's just an explanation of our mission to normalize face masks and view them as fashion accessories. We have a partnership with Teen Vogue, which has actually allowed us access to some celebrities who've decided to contribute to our project. And you will find resource guides for making masks, holding mask in shows, and even doing an oxygen measuring run. So, the most important thing for students to learn is how to be an influencer or a retour, as I might say, because fashion has power and you can use that power to change the world. But first, you need to get the science right. Um, there are instructions on how to determine if a source is reliable and also a list of reliable sources. And then there's also some information on how to persuade and not antagonize. So there are articles on psychological reasons why people may not want to wear masks and some things that you can do to help try and convince and persuade them. And because humor is a very important persuasive techniques, students are encouraged to not only do write up some role-playing situations, but also maybe do some comics that explain a particular situation. So here we have two students at school. One is wearing a mask, one is not. The student in yellow asks the other why you're not wearing a mask, and she says, well, they're just too uncomfortable. And the student in yellow says, but look at those shoes. Those aren't comfortable. I mean, notice they're both wearing the same shoes. And she says, well, yeah, I know, but my shoes are cute. So then we get a little fake offense, what, my mask isn't, and she says, actually, it is. It matches your shirt. Where did you get it? And her friend says, oh, this one I made. It's really easy after school. Why don't you come with me and I can show you how to make your own? And now the big punchline is, that's awesome. This will be so cool. Can I make it to match my shoes? And hilarity ensues. I am sure that the students will have much funnier comics than I do. Um, there are also resource guides for mask design contests, both digital and handmade masks. There are some instructions and other information about holding an oxygen measuring run. This was something that was done by a doctor in the UK, where he ran for, I believe it was 7 miles, with an oxygen intake device on his finger, and it showed that while he was wearing the mask, he still had 98% oxygen. Um, so it does show that you can breathe through your mask. This would be great for sports teams, where they can decide on the amount of time, the amount of space they're going to run, the length they're going to run. And for dance teams, you can even do like a routine or two and post your oxygen results. You can also hold a virtual mask and show. This is something that would be terrific for youth groups and church groups. Think Boys and Girls Club, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, that sort of thing. After you make your fashionable mask, you're going to want to put on the outfit that coordinates with it and have somebody record you doing the model walk, whether that's, on the sidewalk or in your house. And then you'd post that video to the larger community. The resource guides contain many, many ideas for DIY masks. This is a one that someone took an old pair of jeans and turned it into a ruffle face cover for their face mask. There's a link to this and many other designs. Of course, they can be found on the website on the internet, and by the hundreds, I suspect. Um, Also, we have a section for posting on Fashion Talk. So this will be celebrities that are wearing masks, right, that you particularly like. You can post there. You can also talk about what your dad is doing, or how you coordinate your mask with your outfits, what your favorite material for the mask is or color. Um, and you can share your ideas. And then, of course, you also want to take a look at the runway. The fashion industry has really embraced the idea of a face mask as a fashion accessory. So students are encouraged to post their favorite runway looks, or they can also post their own version of a runway look design. So this is where the link to the resource guides will be. This is an example of what a virtual mask and show might look like over here. And so let me just get to the resource guides. And I can email these to anyone who wants to get a clearer picture of them. But here is Be an Influencer. And this is where you can learn about the psychology of people who do not wear masks, how you can persuade them, suggestions for, doing role playing, or creating some comics, again, illustrating the situation. Um, Also, get your science right. So here is the information on how to determine what sites are reliable. Here are some reliable sites themselves, and then some face mask science is here, um, and some tips on using your facts to persuade, and encouraging students to post their favorite facts, whether that's about the virus or face masks or even about fashion. Um, and they can also post what they have found to be some of the most persuasive facts. They may even want to do an online poll to see what other people see of that. And now we have the proving the efficacy of face masks, the oxygen measuring run, lists some places where you can get the oxygen measuring devices online. There's also a link to the original experiment, and so some instructions for students to get that off the ground. And here is the information on hosting a mask design contest with the various patterns for making masks, and also digital printers for making masks, and where you can get handmade mask supplies, more instructions on putting these together. And there's also similar for hosting a mask and show, whether virtual or even a socially distanced in-person one. Here are some Instagram ads that I put together. But also, the important thing we're going to be offering students will be these templates, so that they can create some fashion magazine style covers for flyers, whether they're going to be advertising one of their events, or just creating some popular images that they can put around their school, um, or on the website for the school. And then also a newsletter template, so that they can get the word out and have some interesting conversations amongst the students. So that is my presentation. I hope that you all enjoyed it. I very much enjoyed having you all in class. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful fall.